this crowd. Listen. They love him.
Hey, welcome everyone to another round of Ray's Boom Boom Room. I'm your host, Ray Mancini, here with my ace corner man, cut man, Mike Case.
Good afternoon.
And today's guest is a very, very special person to me. Just a special, special guy. But before we get to him, which we're going to in a momentarily, and I'm going to talk to him about it because I saw him at the fights. Did you see the fights this weekend?
I didn't get. I saw up to the pay-per-view.
You was up there because your cheap ass wouldn't buy.
No, because I was watching Ohio State.
You lying your ass up.
I was watching Ohio State
you
beat up on Nebraska. That was the best fight of the night.
Yeah. Beat up on Nebraska. That shit was like 50 to 60 to 0. Man, you think you'd turn it over, right?
They stunk.
But I know Mike didn't have to come out of no scratch out of the pocket.
No. Well, when you mean
so you got when I sell the fights,
I had to pay for the beers and the chicken wings.
The beer, here you what he did. Ladies and gentlemen, I said before that it would be a couple of these fights would be a fight of the year candidate. The first one, Josito Lopez, John Molina Jr. I said it would be a fight of the year candidate, and it is and will be. But the second fight of that night, Mario Barrios from San Antonio, Texas, fought, I'll kill the name, and a Russian gentleman fighting out of Turkey, but it's from Russia.
Okay.
Kazakhstan. I don't even know the cat's name, and I'm telling you right. Mario Barrios I've been hearing about, and this guy could fight. But he fought the guy from the Russian by way of Turkey who only has 7 fights. People go, how can he fight for a title with 7 fights? Because he come out amateur like 300 plus.
Title fight.
300 plus amateur fights. And ladies and gentlemen, when you have 300 plus amateur fights, you could fight. It's like Lomachenko fought for a title, second per fight. Mm-hmm. So anyhow, what a war this was. And by all accounts, I had the Russian gentleman ahead just by a little bit. But I had him winning that fight. I think as most people at ringside did. We'll talk to our guest about that. But he got a split decision win. And not that I would doubt it because Mario Barrios is a hell of a fighter. Mm-hmm. This kid, he fought his ass off too, so don't get me wrong. But it was for the WBA 140-pound championship, junior middleweweight.
So you had
junior welterweight.
You had the Russian ahead, but Barrios won?
Yeah. And I think most people had him, and where I was at, my around me, we had him ahead.
Okay.
But Mario Barrios, hey, look, if you pick Mario Barrios, I have no argument with it. It was a great fight, and he did everything. Then the semifinal was Anthony Durrell. Not Andre's his brother.
Okay.
Anthony Durrell defending his super middleweight title against the former champion who didn't lose his title. He got stripped of the title because he got caught up with the cocaine in the system about a year and a half ago. David Benavidez.
No kidding.
But he cleaned up his act. He was the youngest world champion for that weight division at 20 years old. Now he just won a guy. He's 22, not even 23 yet. And this kid's future is bright as they come. One of the biggest punchers in the game, plus a hell of a fighter. And he owns up to his mistake. He said, costing me the title and losing all that money and the opportunity before that is punishment enough. I will not make that same mistake again. And he's just a great kid. So Anthony Durrell lost his title to David Benavidez in the 8th round stoppage. But again, up to that point, it was just a war. And then in the fight of the night, that championship fight, unification for the welterweight title between Errol the Truth Spence, who defending his 100 IBF welterweight title against Showtime Sean Porter from Akron, Ohio, who's the WBC champion. And they did a unification. And it was a war. Everyone thought that Sean was going to get blown out. I said I thought it would be a pick-em fight because I know Sean's heart and desire, plus his style was wrong for Errol. Errol's a traditionalist, a stand-up boxer, puncher, maybe the best number 1 pound for pound in the game. But style-wise, Sean was bad for him because Sean's herky-jerky, jumps in, jumps out, and ton of heart. And Sean makes every fight ugly. It's just that's a
He
key to
gets
success.
inside and just brawls
Yeah,
with you,
yeah,
right?
he'll hit you in the ass, hit you in the balls, you pull your head down. I mean, that's what he has to do. Don't get me wrong, that's the key to success. He's a hell of a fighter, but his style makes fights like he's a rough and tough guy. He's a junkyard dog. That's what I called him that night. I said, my man is a junkyard dog. Worst type of guys. Worst type of dogs.
Yeah.
So
To fight, or-
anyhow, he lost. It was a split decision win for Errol Spence, but by all indications, Sean was the big winner that night because people thought he would get blown out. A lot of people think he would go on, and he put on a performance for the age. It was a fight of the year candidate. Believe me, folks, when it comes on repeats comes around again, you got to watch it.
Will they do it again?
They
you
will
think?
on PBC on Fox. Fox will show a replay.
If he
on
doesn't,
Fox.
if he doesn't get knocked down in the 11th,
Yeah, he got knocked down in 11th, right?
If
Made
he
valid point.
doesn't, will we be talking about a different?
No,
champion?
because the other cards still had one guy hit up by 4 points. The other card had hit by 5 points. So even a knockdown wouldn't have. He would have still been behind on their card. But the guy who gave it to him 115, 113. If you don't get dropped, it's either 116,
Right.
112, or 117, 111. So he has a big margin for Sean.
Isn't it funny that there's so
What-
much discrepancy like that?
Oh, yeah. Well, as I said, you're out three people looking from different sides. The old saying, like I used to tell these old girlfriends, when we used to have a disagreement, I said, look, man, I'm looking this way, you're looking the other way. We ain't looking at things the same way.
Right.
But that's basically the judges, they're not looking at things the same. So punches, some guys can see or come from a certain angle, maybe the other guy can't. Or maybe they just have their own, or either, they have their own agenda.
Do they all sit next to each other?
No, different parts of the ring.
Ah,
These are different sides of the ring. So
Okay.
depending on what side you are, what you see and what you don't see.
I see.
And what you're looking for as a judge, too. How you judge a fight? By aggression, effective aggression, boxing, who's controlling center ring, general ring ship. So ring generalship. That's
Yeah.
what they call it, ring generalship. So anyhow, general.
I got it.
General
General
what did I say?
ringship. He was
General,
great.
what did I say? General.
Civil War.
General.
yeah. Led the
I screwed it up.
troops
Anyhow, let's get to our guest. Let's get to our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a friend of mine for many, many years, a native of Southern California, who won. Let me give you a little bit of bio on him. He turned pro in 1986, and he had a stellar amateur career. Part of the '84 Olympic trials for the guys who went to the Olympics. It was in Olympics were in LA that year.
which was a big deal because in
right.
80 we
Yeah,
didn't go to the
we didn't
Olympics.
go, right. And that was a team that won 4 gold medals. Pernell Whitaker, I think, won the outstanding, or he might not. I thought he won the outstanding boxer of the Olympics that year. But our gentleman was part of the Olympic during that Olympic time, that Olympic box off for the Olympic team of '84. But he turned pro in '85, and he fought for a world title, his first title fight for the WBC Super Bantamweight title, which is 122 pounds.
Okay.
It was in April of 1990, and he lost a split decision. Like one judge thought he won a split decision to Daniel Zaragoza. Well, Daniel Zaragoza, one of the best junior featherweights of all time.
Okay.
Really, Daniel Zaragoza was go down to the Hall of Fame one day, and part of that is because of how many times he defended that title. But then he had a rematch. In April, the first fight was in 1989, June of '89. The rematch is April of 1990 because it was such a controversial split decision, and with the upset 9th round TKO victory, he defeated Daniel Zaragoza and won the WBC World Super Bantamweight Champion.
It's fantastic.
It's great. And my man was one of my favorite fighters of the 1990s. Ladies and gentlemen, you didn't get to see him. If my next guest was on national television, at that time, they would show it on cable. Like, the forum boxing. He defended his title at the forum, but it was regional, not so much national. But it could be then it would go national, but it was cable, was a network. So
And
if he would have been on
more
network
sparse
television
back then, not everybody had cable yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But if you'd have been on network television, ladies and gentlemen, people fell in love with this kid. He'd have been $1 million fighter because of his style, fan-friendly style, his heart, his desire. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit more background on this young man. He then lost his title to Pedro Ruben Decime in November of 1990. He lost a couple of his last fights, including a third fight in a rematch for the WBC title with Daniel Zaragoza. And he lost that fight. It was the third meeting. But he retired at the age of 29 with a record of 21-9 with 11 knockouts. But his fighting style was just keep coming, take no prisoners, give some to get some. Action packed from the first round on. Like I said, this kid would be $1 million fighter if he was a decade later. But the biggest fight of his career, he found out later on. Our next guest battled drug use from an early age, and most of his career. And we're going to talk about him like that. I'm anxious to find out if he fought high.
So the story's just beginning.
And he overcame that. But he was diagnosed in 1995. Now, this is right after Magic Johnson came out and announced that he had AIDS. Our next guest came out in 1995 and announced that he was diagnosed with the AIDS from banging the needle.
First
Infected
boxer
needle.
to do it, right?
Yeah, pardon me?
First boxer to.
I believe so. I believe so. And he successfully completed a drug rehab program. We'll talk to him about. And he currently lives in Los Feliz, Southern California, right, suburb of L.A. And he trains people. He has a gym in out in Southern California, and he trains people and trains the policemen in self-defense, how to use their hands. And he's just one outstanding human being. He's a person of quality and substance, and I'm proud. And he just had a book that came out.
No kidding.
Just had a book come out, Against Ropes.
Nice. And
it's a biography written by Paul Zanin. And now you can get it, and we'll talk about that, but I believe you get it on e-books. And he'll tell us where we can get it.
Yeah,
So
we'll figure it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, I come to you with my dear friend, former world super bantamweight champ of the world, Paul Banke.
Hi,
Brother
Paul.
Paul, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Ray, man. I love you, my brother, Ray. You know that, bro. I know Ray for a long time. I love you, Ray. Ray, the book is Staying Positive. I love it.
Staying Positive, my bad. Against the Ropes is the name of the gym. I'm sorry. But staying...
No, Against the Ropes. It was Paul Banke Against the Ropes.
Paul Against the Ropes. Okay, I thought it was right. Okay, it's Stay Positive. Paul Banke Against
I
the Ropes.
love you, bro. You're
Stay
my brother.
Positive. Paul, that's the name of the book, Stay Positive.
Well, thanks for joining us, Paul. Good
But,
job, buddy.
Paul,
Congratulations on all your
Thank you.
success.
I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be on here with my brother, Ray. I got to share a story real quick about Ray. Me and Ray was, I was like 14 years old in Phoenix, Arizona, Steve Eisner promotion, out to Ray's first pro fight. Am I right, Ray?
Yeah.
He fought his first pro fight out there?
Second. That was my
I
second.
was a glove boy.
That was my second one. Second pro
I
fight.
was a glove boy.
Phoenix.
I was a glove boy, and I was a glove boy, and I was watching this guy, and boom, boom, man, saying, this guy, bad little boy. I was only 14 years old. I gave him the glove, and people were like, hey, don't let nobody come in the dressing room. I'm a little kid. What do you mean, tell me? And I fell in love with Ray ever since. Me and Ray has always been brothers, man. Love the guy to death, man. Ray loves the guy to death.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
And every time I saw Ray at the fights this weekend.
Yes.
But a PBC thing, when you're there, you got people all around him. I mean, I feel bad for Ray. He can't get it. He's crazy, man. Drama, too much drama going on there.
I know. It's like hanging out with the Beatles. You know what I mean?
But Ray, but don't get me wrong. We were in New York. We were in Dallas, Texas, with Mikey Garcia fight. Me and my brother Alfred. We were out there, and Ray comes up and brings it on. Come on. So Ray came out there a couple times. and boom, gave us a hug, took a picture, man. I mean, he jumped off the stage a couple times. Paul Banke came out around and gave me a blessing.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Paul, you were saying that when people were surrounding me and stuff like that. It's much like that being with Mike in Youngstown here.
That's true. Actually,
it's
yes.
Youngstown. He can't.
If you ever come out, you'll see.
He can't get away from him.
No, it's hard. It's hard to make your way through the Walmart here in Youngstown.
But
hey, Paul, since we're talking about the fight, before we get into your career, why don't we talk about the
fights.
the
this weekend.
fights
Paul,
on,
what'd you think of the main event?
on the weekend? What'd you think of the main event?
Well,
Did the right guy win?
First of all, I'm a big time Mikey Garcia fan, but and since Aaron Spencer beat Mikey, I'm my favorite. I'm on my Spencer side too. I thought Spencer's a better fighter. Now Porter is a great champion too. Don't get me wrong, but we already know how Porter fights.
Right.
Porter like Ray called a shot. But I heard you guys talking earlier. Ray called it right. Porter is a great fighter. The way Porter fights, it works for him. He makes a good fighter look bad.
That's right.
The way he fights, he makes a good fighter look bad. I mean, okay, it's gonna be a crazy fight. The way he fights, it works for Porter. I mean, he comes at you all wild, but it works for him. And you know what? I thought Spencer won the fight. It was close. Yes, it was close, but I thought Spencer pulled it off. I was surprised hearing the crowd out there screaming Porter. A lot of them were screaming
were.
Porter. Wow, that's crazy. And that blew me away. I was like, whoa, I thought more was Spencer, but I like Spencer. Spencer's a good kid.
Yes.
Good kid.
Paul. I thought Arrow.
And the Benavidez fight was a great fight. Hearing the Benavidez, that guy is a young kid. When he won the WBC belt, I was having lunch with Mauricio Suleiman, and the next day I saw Benavidez walked in. God, man, it was the kid can fight. And then he had a little injury messed up for a while for a year. He came back, but the kid's a good little fighter. Now Lopez and Jose Lopez is a great fighter. That fight was good too against John Molina. Lopez is a great fighter, man.
Yeah, but they're banging, man. But oh my God, it's hard to watch that. You know what I mean? Them guys are hurting each other. But
yeah, it was a good fight.
What did you think of Mario Barrios and the Russian guy?
Now you know what? Now that they booed. If you remember that, after they announced the people booed that fight. You hear that?
Right.
They did it because it was like whoa, and so I was watching here and there, but it was a good fight. But yeah, it was crazy. It was a good fight. But then the crowd booed. I don't know about the decision. What do you think? I mean, what do you think, Ray?
I actually had the Russian ahead. I thought the Russian won the fight.
Yeah, and they booed the decision, didn't they?
But you know what? But a lot of those, like you said, a lot of those rounds were close. But if you give it to the Mario Barrios, okay. But I thought the Russian just pushed him back and started dictating the fight at the end of the last 5-7 rounds. He was pushing the fight, and it was relentless all over Barrios, and it started hurting Barrios. I think he broke Barrios' cheekbone or the orbital bone, because the way it swelled up, when it swells like that, is either the cheekbone or the orbital bone is broke. So I think I just think he threw too many punches, and I thought he was landing too many punches at the end, and I thought he beat Mario Barrios. I thought he should have got the decision.
Right.
I think one time we're going to have to do a whole show on judges.
Yeah.
Maybe even get a judge in
Well,
here.
I got one. Yeah,
because I think it's ludicrous for many, many, many reasons. I can think of 5 reasons off the top of my head, but it's just so hard to determine who's going to win these fights. It shouldn't be that hard.
One of the judges that was on the fight Saturday, and he gave to Sean the deciding vote, is a friend of mine. I'll get him on the show.
That'd be awesome.
Steve Weisfeld.
Because I would love to discuss it with them and tell them how the normal person
Right.
would like to make boxing better.
Right.
How about that? That's me.
We'll do that. We'll get.
Yeah, judges got all different. They got the better odds than we got.
Well, you
But
lost
you know
in a
what?
split decision. right?
You get 10 different judges. They got 10 different decisions. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Everybody's different.
Everyone's different, right? And they're supposed to see things, each one from a different side of the ring, And like I said, they don't see things the same. Some shots are blocked, deflected.
But with all the camera views we have now,
But you're seeing it live, Mike.
I know, but they can't. They should be able to do both.
Then they might as well sit at home and watch it in a booth.
That's fine too.
But no, man. Well, I agree. You know what? Something's funny.
It's fair.
It's funny you said that. No, Paul, funny you said that. Somebody brought that up. Why not have 3 judges? So nobody knows who the judges are. Just say Judge A, B, and C, or mention them, but they're in a booth, not at ringside.
Yes.
And or watching it from a from above the ring, where is it? Right at ring level, and see the fight and next to each other, all next to each other.
Yes.
What?
So they see the same things.
You know, that'd be
Yeah.
interesting. No,
It might be a little different that way. You're right.
might
Well,
be.
let's just get it right. Is my thing.
If
I
they're
don't
all
care if
watching
it's
from the
different.
same, because if they're all watching from the same angle, then that's my
Yeah.
point.
It makes no sense to me. But anyhow, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Let's learn more about Paul.
So Paul, tell me, you got when was you turned pro? What year did you turn pro?
I turned pro.
I mean, no, I'm
1985,
sorry, I'm sorry. I said 85, correct?
Right. I had 176 amateur fights. I've been in 12 countries. It's very blessed. I lived all over 5 different states. I've been in 12 countries, 21 states, United States. I mean, I did thank God for the boxing. It took me all over. At 15 years old, I went to Ohio. I went to Toledo, Ohio, not your town, but Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo.
And then at 16 years old, I went to New Zealand. I started traveling all over the world, so I was very blessed as an amateur. When you play a sport, you're lucky you go next town over or next state over. You know, I started traveling a lot. This sport was great. I'm a poor little Mexican kid, going traveling. I was like, wow, this is great. Russia, Sweden, Denmark, it was a blessing on USA team. So I got to hang out with all these guys, you know what I'm saying? So it was a blessing. I lost Olympic trials to Steve McCory, who won a gold medal in the 84 Olympic Games.
Right.
Rest in peace, Steve. He passed away a while back. A few years, long time ago. It's Mil McCory's brother.
Yeah.
Mil McCory. And so, it's a blessing, it happened. I went pro, but then when I was doing pro, I was dipping into the drug scene. And then also in 1995,
Paul, hold up for a minute. Hold up. So you got into the drug scene where early in your life, or did you do it when you started boxing?
well, I did the marijuana thing and everything.
Right.
But the first time I started slamming, the first time I put a needle in my arm was the year the actor Rock Hudson now says he's HIV positive. That was 1985.
That's right.
Now remember, in 1985, I started putting a needle in my arm. But we didn't. It's like I did not know I was gonna catch it. I didn't know I was gonna go. 1985, people didn't know what HIV was. But people
Right.
were dying.
Right.
And so boom, in 1985, and I was doing dope. And I was here and there on the needle thing, but it was hard. Hard.
What drug were you doing, Paul?
I was doing crystal meth. I've done heroin, I've done speed, I've done coke with a needle and everything. My main drug was crystal meth.
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
That's
is that a dumb
That's
question?
good.
No, that's not. It's weird because I'm a very hyper person, and you know what? I talk very fast. People go, guys, so speed makes me real mellow. It's like what they do when they get little babies that are hyper babies, Ritalin.
Right.
They give them Ritalin to calm them down.
Yeah.
Speed mellow me out.
Huh.
I get mellow. Don't get me wrong. I get off once in a while too, but I get mellow off too.
So,
So it made you feel better?
Do I?
Did you at the time? Did it make you feel better, or just get you amped up, or slow down, or what? What's the feeling
It was
like?
just, better, good, everything. It was the best thing that ever happened to me at the time. You know what I mean?
Huh.
I thought, it was my girlfriend. It was everything for me.
well, Mike, Mike's here.
Yeah, Paul.
Paul, you're next. You're confusing me, Mike.
I'm sorry.
No, Paul. Jesus, man.
I like when Ray called me this morning. He goes, "Hey, Paul, what's up?" I go, "Who is this?" He goes, "This is Ray." I thought it was one of my homies. I go, "Who? His man?" Go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No. I was gonna say, Paul. I understand when you say it gave you a high, it was like it was like your lady for a while. People don't understand when you get. I never think I never took it, but I know people who have, and they talk about it in a way that it's like their lady. You can't get enough. But 1985 is when I first moved to LA. And that's when and the Rock Hudson thing came right after that. And everyone thought you got it from just having sex, gay sex.
That's right.
Gay sex.
Right.
They didn't know any other way you got it. So wasn't long after, what was it, early 90s, right? 91, 92, when Magic came out with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was that he was having unprotected sex. And then it came out that, and you were not long after that when you came out with yours.
July 10th, 1995. He told me I was HIV. I was too.
And I mean,
1995.
now when you came out with yours in 1995.
July 10th, 1995. He told me I was HIV positive.
Oh.
I was in Las Vegas. I ran back home. I ran back home. I came back home. 10 days later, I came back home. My mom, my sister was like, get back in the boxing game. I go, I didn't want to tell them that I can't get back in. Why? I was strung out on dope. I was on the streets. I was trying to get my life back up. They're like, man, you look like shit, Paul. Get back in the boxing, get your life back. I can't. I'm HIV positive. And they were, whoa, blew them away. But then what happened was July 10th, a month after they told me I was HIV positive, I thought they could tell me August 21st, 95, I thought they could tell me, get out of here and get the wrong blood, you're healthy. They told me I got full-blown AIDS. It blew the shit out of me. I got scared because back in 95, people were dying left and right.
Right.
So we thought we would die. We thought it was right away. We did a lot of media attention, CNN. We thought we were going to make another month or a year. We didn't know we were going to make a year.
Right. You didn't know. It was a death sentence back then.
Yes.
It was a death sentence.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But
you got but wait a minute. Also, you got to remember, the protease inhibitor, the medication, the other AZT was okay, but the protease inhibitor, the cocktail, came out the same year. But people were still dying. But the protease inhibitor made people live longer now. You know what I'm saying? But,
did you know you were sick, Paul?
Oh no, I got no symptoms. I never been sick yet. Never been sick yet at all. And thank God it's God. Maybe because I'm a boxer, maybe because of my conditioning. I don't know, but I never been sick before. Thank God.
Well, how did you find out?
I was going to go do some time in prison, so I thought, well, they asked if I want to take HIV test in jail.
Uh-huh.
I said, yeah. And so when I found out, they didn't want to tell me results. When I got out of jail, they went to check out, and they told me I was HIV positive, and then people, matter of fact, they didn't let me go to prison because in 95, it was on a death sentence. They thought I was in death row already. So they go, no, we don't want him, we don't want the bill. So they let me go.
But what did you get jammed up for? What did you go to jail for?
Oh, that was for Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know. But then that's.
But I mean, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go ahead.
I joyride. I just jumped in the car and joyrided. I was a kid being crazy. You know
no, I understand. No, I understand. Hey, Paul, I do.
So the people in the jail heard you had HIV and they just said, go away because we don't want you in the jail?
No, what happened, I came home and I was supposed to go back to turn myself in jail, turn myself in prison. And the public defender said, you better go, when you come back, you got to show up because you do 3 years. You probably get a year and a half in prison. I said, well, I've done everything else. I might as well go to prison now. When they found out I had AIDS, they didn't want me there. They didn't want me there. The prison, the city of Las Vegas didn't want me to be in jail. Because they didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people told me, let me go. It was weird.
Huh. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Now it's a different story. Now, I got brothers, somebody said now, they keep my ass in there now.
Yeah, they got people now, if you get HIV and you're in jail, they just keep it in a separate wing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that
makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Paul, so when you found out, you thought you had a death sentence, right? Because I remember I was around you around that time when you found out. What was the first thought? Well, you finally told your mother, right?
Right.
Now, were you married at that time or have a girlfriend or a girlfriend or something?
No. I was separated from the wife and I had 3 kids, and my kids were babies. I think I didn't be able to see my kids would be able to see my kids grow up because I was going to die like that.
Right.
Year.
Right.
And I haven't had grandkids now because I was blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, beautiful.
That?
Beautiful.
I got married twice with the virus. I've been married 3 times, twice with the virus. Both my wives were negative, and I was positive, and they accepted me. You think I would quit doing drugs? No, I'm a dope fan. I like that dope. I would quit. They were negative, and they accepted me. You know what I'm saying? But they were cool, But I just kept on getting high, couldn't stop.
So you married the same girl twice. One of the girls twice, right?
No. I married 3 different girls.
Oh, okay. But you were married 3 times, right?
Yes.
3 times. You went for the trifecta. I always said, ladies, some guys. I always said I liked this so much.
You got 2 times, right?
As I said, I liked it so much. I did it twice. I don't know if I can't go, but I could never do. I can't do the trifecta. No,
Three's a lot.
No, man.
3 is a lot.
I don't want.
Ray, I know your story, Ray. I know your story real good. Man.
I don't want old girlfriends coming. I don't want even old girlfriends coming after me. Now, wives, oh hell no. But anyhow, so you had kids now. But now you're a grandfather. So God bless. They got to see you grow up. How old's your oldest child?
My other son is 31 years old.
Ah, beautiful.
31.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
how old are you?
I'm 55. 55. I got
55.
55 is a blessing. Like I said, I came home with the illness. I didn't think I would make a year. I happened to pull some years out of it. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
No.
I'm the first American boxer. Rest in peace, Tommy Morrison. Tommy came out before. I came out before Tommy. And Tommy, 4 or 5 months later, Tommy announced his stuff. But there's also a fight from Venezuela that fought Duran.
Esteban de Jesus. You mean Esteban de Jesus? He's from Puerto Rico.
He's the first world champion boxer ever. Yeah. I'm the first world champion American boxer.
Yeah. He died from De Jesus died of days, and he did the same thing, banging a needle, I think, right?
Yeah. Duran went back then. Duran, have you seen the picture of Duran? Duran walked up to his bed and he was skinny and Duran still kissed him.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I
saw.
My brother
Mike Tyson gave me a kiss. Mike came home. Mike fought Holy for the first time. Mike fought Holy for it. He said, "Paul, come here." Before the fight, he grabbed me and gave me a kiss right on my cheek. Boom, everything. Mike just wanted to show people like, "She's my brother. What's up?" And in 96, I think we fought Holy for the first fight.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Hey,
and, go ahead.
Listen, go ahead, sir.
No, I was going to say, so you find out you have AIDS. And I remember it was right around Magic, not long after Magic. But how did you find out about the drug that's maintained and helped keep you alive? How did you feel about drug? And be honest with you, a lot of people couldn't afford it back then, right? Am I mistaken?
Right, exactly. It's still expensive. Thank God I'm in Medicare, you know what I'm saying? Then I wasn't accepted because I had the virus. I got Medicare.
Right.
And it's a blessing, a lot of people live that way,
Yeah, if you get Medicare, if you want to take insurance, how many times?
Yeah, because the pill is like $1,000 bottle, $1,000 bottle. HIV medication is very expensive. Very expensive.
Now, but how do you take? Is it pill form or a drink?
No, I first started a long time ago. I used to take 13 pills a day, sometimes twice a day. Now they broke down to 9, 7. Now today I take 4 pills a day because the medication is so good now. 4 pills. I got 1 pill. It's Tarvec. It's a pill that takes 3 pills. They help. So I only take 4 pills a day now. It's just a blessing.
So you only have to take 4 pills a day now.
Are there any side effects or anything? Because remember how big Magic got? It's almost like he was on human growth hormone or something like that.
Right. Well, try to fix any medication you take. You know what I mean? Take buffer side make. Yeah.
But no problems for you?
No problem at all.
That's good.
So now let's jump to it now, Paul. Now you beat Daniel Zaragoza for the world title. First of all, you fought him the first time, and he beat you the first time.
June 22nd, I fought him for the first time at the Great Western Forum in my backyard. What happened was I knocked him down in the 9th round. It was a great fight, man. I was kind of cocky at fight. I was like, man, I'm gonna get this guy. BS. Daniel had a lot of experience. I fought him again a year later, April 23rd, and I knocked him down again. Knocked him down twice. They stopped it. But you understand, Dan Zaragoza is a great fighter.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
A lot of people talk about Zeratic, Pino Cuevas, all these other people, Chavez, Sanchez, which is a great champion, no disrespect. But Zaragoza won the world title 1 time, lost it, won it again 2nd time, won it 3 times, won it. It's awesome. I won it 1 time. That's a blessing. But to fight it, win it, lose it, to win it, and like that is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Zaragoza did it. And you beat the first time he beat you, he stopped you on cuts.
No, he didn't stop me. He never stopped me.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. On decision. I'm sorry. Decision. That's right. Decision. And no, I'm thinking of something. On the last fights, but decision. And then, but then you came back and you fought him at the Forum again in a rematch. And I was there. And you stopped him. You stopped with decision. Yeah, no, you stopped him, right?
Yeah, 9th round.
Last round, 12th round.
9th.
No, 9th round.
Oh, 9th. I'm sorry, 9th round. Not last round. 9th round.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, if you
became WBC world champion. Not just a world champion, WBC world champion. No. You understand? There's all these other belts. No disrespect to these other world champion belts. But the WBC is the best. When I was a young kid, never imagined. That's all you wanted to be is WBC. Thank God for Jose Silva Sullivan, rest in peace.
Is there a
the main guy, the Godfather? I gotta give a shout out real quick to Marissa Sullivan, Pepe Sullivan, Hector Sullivan, Nancy Rodriguez, Deborah Hawkins. They always give me love. I can't believe I'm in the WBC family still. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's a blessing to be with the WBC.
Now, and then Paul was the champion but I said his style, Mike. You gotta see, Paul just kept coming, throwing punches, punching, bang, and he was a southpaw, who could punch, bad combination, and then. So you won the title. When you won the world title, how did it change your life? How did things then? How many more? I mean, people always said the same thing to me. How many more friends did you have? I said, people come out around and try to be a friend, but I always, I know what's up, what's going on. I always stuck with the same. I had the same people with me, the same crew before the fight. Before I won the title, after the title, they were my bodyguards. They were my bodyguards. They were my friends who had my back. But how was it for you? People coming out of the woodwork, I'm sure.
You know what, Ray? Don't you remember the same? They're just sharing the same story. If you go on YouTube, you hear the story of me and Ray Mancini. Ray saying the same old thing to me. That's the same thing. On YouTube. Remember when Glenn Darby did an interview?
Right.
Remember that, Ray?
We did an interview years
ago. So it's the same thing. I had a lot more friends. You're right, Ray. When you become world champion, I got better looking for.
You got better looking. Ooh, and you go, man. Were you? Ooh, boy, you get handsome. Paul, did you get handsome, boy? Did you get handsome when you won that belt?
Did you? What was the first thing you wanted to buy? Did you give any gifts or anything like that?
I'm sorry. Say again.
Did you buy anything big for yourself or somebody else?
What'd you do with your money? What was? What'd you buy?
You know what happened? You know what I bought? I moved away. I moved to Utah with the kids, and we had a camp out there in Mood Ritual. My little brother Tim's out there right now. But I moved up to Utah, bought a house, had 3 acres. I used to call California and brag about, I got 3 acres in my backyard. Because if you have an acre in California, you got money.
That's
it. 3 acres.
That's right.
But that's in Utah. People got 500 acres. That's a different thing out there.
But Utah's beautiful. But first of all, Utah's beautiful. I've been there.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Spectacular.
I love it.
Spectacular. It's God's land.
Yeah, it is, right.
How long were you in Utah?
I was there a year and a half. I've been there a couple of times. Like I said, I lived all over. I grew up in the zoos. I lived all over. You know what I'm saying? Phoenix, Arizona, Colorado Springs, Liberty Center.
Yeah.
I lived all over. Vegas, all over.
And then, so then when you come back, then when you lost the title, Bob was just because Daniel figured you out.
You know what happened was I fought. He defended my world title. I went to Incheon, Korea.
Right.
He fought the Korean guy. The Korean guy was great, man. It was one of my best fights ever, man. And what happened, I knocked the Korean out in the 12th round. I knocked him down in the 11th, knocked him down in the 12th. And it stopped. My eye was closed. This guy Korean hit me in the neck. It hurt me. And I beat him. I stopped. I won the world title. And what happened was a month and a half later, I fought Pedro Decimal. I never wanted to fight Pedro Decimal. They offered me Pedro Decimal after I won the Soul Tournament, my first belt. I didn't want to fight Pedro. I didn't like Pedro Decimal. Just like Porter. Porter is a sloppy fighter. I didn't want to fight Decimal because his style was awkward for me. I never wanted to fight him.
Right.
Because he's a hard hitter. So I knew he hit hard, but I didn't care if he hit hard. I can bang too. But his style was awkward. It was like Porter. I wouldn't want to fight Porter. His style it's awkward for me.
Right.
So it messed me up. I can't get down. I can't get off like that.
Right.
You know. And so when I lost to Decimal, I got stopped in the third round. And boom, and then I went on the drugs, man. The drug war, got back on the drugs more and more. You know.
Well, after that fight, you got back on the drugs more and more.
Yeah, I just got back more. Lost the world title. I couldn't believe I lost my world title. It was my dream to become world champion April 23rd, 1990. Become a dream. Wow, at 12 years old, you do the sport, and and then you accomplish to become world champion. Now you imagine you fought for world title, and then fought for it and won the world title. Wow, it's scary because
Yeah, no.
If you get a dream and you accomplish it, it's weird.
Right.
I was 26 years old, and the money I had, I made like $600,000, $700,000 altogether. In the box career. It was like, back then it was a lot of money back in the 90s.
Right.
I wish I had $10 of it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Now, Paul, let's talk about now. So the book, there's been a book written on you called Staying Positive. Paul Banke
Let me
against
tell you,
ropes.
I had a manager, John Moresco, who worked with me. John, thank you, John, for he's probably listening. John, I couldn't do it without John. John, he manages me. He manages me still. He works. He kept on calling Paul Zan from England, the #1 bookseller in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's just, how did
And
you?
you know Ray, you know Paul. You talked to Paul.
Yeah.
Paul is the best. He just did the Johnny Shopper. Paul had like 7 books out there, bestseller books out there in UK. And we hooked up. And John kept on attempting to call him. And Paul gets these calls every day. He gets calls every day. He's something about John. He goes, just be with Ken Paul one day and see what you think about him. So Paul Zan called me at 3:15 in the morning. I'm up. Boy, look at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's why I get up. And Paul called me and we talked. Paul, right away, man. Paul's like, boom, I started talking. I done my whole business. And Paul, in 2 minutes, my whole story. I told him in 2 minutes the whole life story. And he's like, you know what? I'm doing your book. You got a book.
Well, forget Paul. He's in the UK, so it was 11 o'clock his time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but so when they approached you about doing the book, you
when they told me Ray Mancini was a forward, it's even better.
Right.
And Paul Bain and Paul. I got a lot
You're the
of
forward?
champion boxing honor.
Yeah,
I
wrote the
Ray Mancini for.
I did for. I
For
wrote
Ray,
the forward.
thank you, Ray, for that part.
My pleasure.
That.
My
Having
pleasure.
Ray's name on it is a blessing.
That had to be a thrill.
It was. Paul Zen called me and asked me to interview me and asked me if I'd write the forward, which I did.
How long's
And
the forward?
The book.
Let me say something real quick. When Ray got inducted to West with the Vegas Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, me, Louis Valenzuela, me and 2 people went. John Pendergrass, we all went to this thing, and Ray got inducted. And I swear to God, man, there was like all kinds of people there. I mean, every champion was out there. Yeah, Porter was out there. A lot of people out there. Sugar and there. Everyone was out there. And so Ray got on stage and he announced it. And the first thing Ray said, I know there's a lot of champions out there. It's on YouTube. I know there's a lot of champions out there. There's one champion I want to bring out. And he's out here right now. And a special guy. He's a really close friend of mine. It's Paul Banke. You do all this.
Yep.
Ray,
Nice.
thank you, man. I never forget
no.
that, but I love you.
My pleasure.
Ray,
I mean,
I feel right, man. Every time you know that, Ray, I'm in love with you, bro. You're
I
my
know
brother,
that.
man.
I know that.
Being a world champion is great. I can see me being a world champion. I don't feel like when I'm around Ray, even today when I'm around Ray, you can feel it. It's a vibe. It's God. He has some like, ooh, that's Ray. That's the world champion. You feel it. It's being near him. Does world champion. Me, I'm just an ordinary fighter.
What you accomplished was tremendous. I've told you, one of my favorite fighters. If people would have got a chance to see him on national television, I'm talking about like ABC, CBS, NBC, HBO, Showtime. Forget about it. $1 million fight. He was the biggest thing on at that time. Because believe me, they loved him. His style-wise, it was tremendous. But Paul. Now, when they approached you about doing the book, now did they? What was the focus on the book? I know they went in your background, your amateur career, winning the world title, and then of course, you got caught with HIV and stuff, and now you're coming back. Now the comeback, you
Well,
trade
the story, Ray, is what happened was, everybody has a story. We all have a story. Everybody. When you're homeless,
But some of them ain't that interesting. That's the problem. A lot of them ain't that interesting. Go ahead.
What happened was that, I become world champion, having AIDS and living on the streets and doing my things. And,
you became homeless.
All that. I've been, trash cans made $500,000 5 years later when you have trash cans. That was embarrassing. And I was like, tore up. Even at the worst part, I still, I got the book. When I got the book a couple weeks ago, and what happened was I look at the front. I go, oh, that's a nice picture. But I look in the back. I saw Fred Roast in the back. I look at the pictures, and I said, damn, you know what? I'm gonna open this book up. I already know it's my book. What to say? So I looked in between the middle of it. The first two lines I read brought me back. I opened it up, and the first 2 lines I read brought me back to the place I want to be.
Yeah.
I closed the book up.
Okay.
I said, I'm not gonna read no more. I know it's my book. I don't know what I said, but it hurt. It bothered me. I told Louis, come read the book and tell me what it says. Cause I don't want to read. Louis, my buddy Louis Valenzuela said, Paul, it's a great book, man. I want to read it again. So So you ready again? You know, I got to do this real quick, please. You know, Ray, you know what I'm talking about. When you become world champion, people go, "Oh, you're Ray Mancini, world champion." And you know what? It's people around Ray Mancini that brought him world champion. It's Paul Banke. When I became world champion, it's people around me that became world. I'm not world champion no more. But I gotta give it a shot real quick to some people. Can I do that real quick?
Go ahead.
I got the
Can we get
promoters out here. Ed Holmes,
under
Ed
five,
Holmes,
Paul? If we could do
Ed,
under
Ed
five.
Holmes. Okay, Ed Holmes, Ed Rodriguez, because you know what? They're the promoters. They give me a lot of love. They let me come in. I gotta get Jaime Cantu. I gotta get Alfred, my buddy Alfred Paco. I just got a gang of people I gotta tell. You know, a lot of people out here. I think that's it. I got so many other people. I won't be able to do it all.
No, but you've been fortunate, Paul. You got a lot of people who love you and look out for you and help you, and it's a great thing. And like I said, Paul. Again, in today's world, there's no shame. There's no shame on how our lives have come. You know, you come back. You've made it out of it. You've been down homeless, eating out of trash cans. As you said, you've made it back, man. You're an inspiration. You are a true fighter. You're an inspiration for all of us listening, and for me, because how you've come back. You live with AIDS now for the last 20 years. That would have broke most men. Most men would have gave in. A lot of guys might have taken the bridge. Who knows? But you haven't done that. You fought back. And you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but it's tremendous. I tell people the fact that you're living with an AIDS and the fact that you've lived this life that's, it's like a Greek tragedy, the Greek plays, Greek tragedy, but they always come back with redemption, and you've redeemed yourself. You've redeemed yourself to everybody, all your friends.
It's like this, Ray. You know what? I was embarrassed when I came home with the virus. I didn't want to. People were like, well, people push away. People didn't want to be around me, and it scared me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People were dying. But you know what? I was embarrassed to share my story. I had HIV positive. Sure. 24, 25 years later, I'm here still. Now it's time for me to share. Thank God for Paul Zan. He wrote my book. Thank God for Ray Mancini. Let me be forward. Now it's time for me to share my story. Let people learn, my story now. It's a blessing. You know what I mean? It's not a poor me story. I don't want that. When I came home with the virus, I got a lot of people say, "Oh, poor Paul, poor Paul." I didn't want that sympathy, but it came. It came on me. All news people, CNN, everybody came. I didn't want that, but it came on me because everybody thought I was gonna die. Now, 25 years later, I'm still here. Now it's a success story, not a poor me thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Success story.
How did you kick the drugs, Paul? Was it the day you got your diagnosis, or when was it, and how'd you do it?
I wish. You know what? I wish it would have been that. I wish it would have been that day. But no, it wasn't. I had a lot. I mean, in and out of rehab and stuff. It's just what happened was I was 50 years old. I lost my mind for a couple of days. And I thought, man, I'm sitting here and you know what? I'm 50 years old. I haven't been sick yet. I had 2 dogs back then. I got 3 now. But I go, they're real famous pit bulls too. But they're not pit bulls. They think they're pit bulls. What happened was I walked into the AA room. I say, man, I'm tired. I got 50 years old. I'm not young buck anymore. It's time for me to pass that torch. And I went to walk in the room and turn my life around. Ever since then, I got clean and sober. My life got better. And Ray will tell you, I overdo Facebook. I'm big-headed on Facebook. But you know what? I'd rather be doing Facebook than doing dope. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm doing my life is better. I get invited twice now. People call me over.
Yeah.
I'm going to Texas. I'm going to Texas next month. I'm flying all over. It's a blessing, man.
Beautiful.
People give me
Good
tickets.
for you.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Hey, Paul, I see you're my man. He's always on social media. I told Paul, he's on social media. He promotes everything. He's in your club. If he's in here, he's promoting this. Somebody got to start paying you for that.
Yeah,
why not? Tell
not?
John, because there's social bloggers. There's social bloggers who get paid for a lot of stuff. Advertising, you're promoting everybody's stuff. Let them pay you, man, for that stuff. And I see you every morning walking the dogs. Whose dogs are those? Your dogs? Whose dogs are those?
They're my dogs.
All your dogs?
They're my dogs. Yes, they're all 3 of my dogs. They're real fan pit bulls. They're in a room right now. They can't hear me, but they're not really pit bulls. They think they're pit bulls. But social media, they're real fan pit bulls. They're known all over the world. All Russia, Africa, China, Puerto Rico, Cuba. They're real fan pit bulls, but they're not pit bulls. They think they're pit bulls.
Paul, did you just?
I want them to hear.
But did you just say you don't want them to hear that they're not pit bulls? Don't do that, man. Don't do
because
that. I'll
because
cut
it would hurt their feelings. My niece and nephew buy me over for dinner.
Paul.
My niece and nephew buy me over for dinner, and they want me to bring my dog and pit bull over. They say they can bring the pit bull over.
Paul,
come on over.
Brother Paul, I love my dogs. But they are animals. My wife thinks they're our kids. They're animals. And she does the same thing. She spells stuff to me. Like the dog's gonna understand. He's an animal. He can't understand. The dog. She spells the word. Paul.
My dog is tough. My dog is
But Paul, you're whispering so they don't hear you. Paul,
you
don't believe that stuff, do you? Please don't tell me you believe these dogs are hearing you and they get their feelings hurt. Because let me tell you something. Those dogs in Korea, they're a delicacy. That's those are.
And they're
Let me tell you a story real quick. I get up at 3 o'clock, 2:30 sometimes in the morning. My dogs, when I get up at 2:30 in the morning, sometimes I walk around and make coffee. At 2:30 in the morning, they're looking at me like, "Is this guy on one again?"
Jeez. Oh my God!
They look at me. They're watching me. I can see.
Paul, you better lower. You better lower so these dogs don't. They might hear you.
Hey, how about this?
Yeah.
I was gonna try to friend Paul on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, if you have 5,000 friends,
You
go and friend
me. You go and friend me. You go friend me. But
no, I can't.
I hardly get on Facebook. I hardly get on.
I only have 30 friends to go.
Yeah.
I have 4,970 friends. I only have 30, so I wanted to spend it on somebody good.
Right.
So I look up Paul.
Yeah.
He's already got 5,000.
5,000 friends.
You can't friend him anymore.
But you don't check. He just said you don't check Facebook.
Yeah.
He said, just check him. But check out his life stream. He goes every morning on Facebook. My brother Paul's got something, walking the dogs, going to the gym, going to somebody's gym. You're the best blogger, man.
I ran this morning. I did get it.
There you go.
You should be getting paid, brother. You should get paid for that.
Did you? We're gonna cut you loose here in a sec, but I wanted to ask you. Did you have a nickname when you fought?
The real Paul Banke.
The real
Paul Banke.
Because there actually was another guy. Was a fighter too, or wasn't that Paul Banke?
No. This is the Paul Banke. The real, because I was trying to get off the drugs back then. You know, since I was always getting high back then. You know what I'm saying? So. My man.
Okay.
So the real. So now he's Super Paul. Doing the real. But I was getting high back then too. Here and there once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So back in the 80s, what was your nickname then?
Just Paul Banke, the real Paul Banke.
No. That's what he fought in the 80s. He's talking about before you got the name of the real Paul Banke.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you have another name?
Paul the Punisher,
or it was just called Crazy Shit Paul Banke. Is that it?
Could have been it.
Right, Mike? Paul? Crazy Shit.
That's funny.
Paul, we're gonna have to let you go, my brother, because I could talk to you forever.
You know that.
I could talk to you forever.
I love you, Ray.
I love you too, my brother.
I love you very much.
Love you too. And Paul, I can't thank you enough for your story. And I've said it. Your story is not a Greek tragedy. It's a romance story. It ends very well. You are a credit. You're an inspiration to many people. And you know what? I'm gonna have to. People who are listening, you got to listen, get to hear your story. They got to get you. You got to be invited, and that people hire you to do motivational talks for their corporations or companies, and just do a meet and greet, because you are one of the most genuine people I know, and you lived it up.
Your daughter does that, right? She does stuff like that too, right? Was your daughter?
Who? My daughter?
Yeah.
I don't know. She don't do that. There's a lot of people who do, but like I said, you'd be wonderful for that. So anybody out there listening, you need somebody to speak at a function, get in touch with Paul Banke, call his manager, and look on Facebook, because John's on Facebook.
Easy to find.
Paul's easy to find. He's always on there.
Came up.
Walking the dogs.
Hey, Paul, how do you get the book? How do you buy the book?
You go on Amazon, or you can go on Amazon.
Amazon.
Very good.
Called Staying Positive.
Gotcha.
One of my boys told me he went on eBay and got an eBay. You got an eBay? Yeah. You know that.
eBay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Paul, thanks for joining us.
Paul, I can't thank you enough, my
Thank
brother.
you guys.
Thank you for your story. You're an inspiration. I love you too, brother.
Take care.
I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it. Look, I understand it was a little difficult to understand. My brother Paul's gone through a lot of hard times.
He's been through a lot more than
a lot of hard times. But my brother is an inspiration. I think you could hear him pretty. You could hear him. His best you need to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you heard the most important parts. This guy's the most genuine people you ever want to meet. He's very open about his story. And if you get a chance, you're interested, I think, you know, to go on ebooks or
Amazon?
Amazon. Amazon, I'm sorry, not ebooks. Amazon.com and look up books and get Staying Positive, the Against the Ropes, Paul Banke's story.
When did the book come out? A couple years back?
No,
Or
just
now?
a couple months, just
Well,
a
he
month
could be
ago.
on like a book tour.
No, just a
He
month
could go
ago.
on a
yeah.
book tour,
Yeah.
signing books.
I got a book, and I wrote the forward to it, and it's just, it's just, if you get to know Paul, years ago we were trying to get things going. There's, you know, maybe get a story about him, a movie about him. You know, a lot of people thought it was just a little too dark, and I said, well, what does that mean? Charles Manson's a dark movie, and that's been
People
made
like
a couple
that.
times over.
Yeah,
This guy's an inspirational story.
right.
It's an inspiration.
How about he never read his own book?
No, I get that. I'll tell you why. He said he got it. And he
Did you read the book yet? Have you had a chance?
No. Well, I'm waiting on mine. I didn't. When I said I got my book, I mean it's coming.
Okay.
I got it. I'm waiting for it to be delivered by got my guy Paul Zen, the
Okay.
author, sending me a book from the UK, from England. But I read you know, they sent me when I wrote the forward to it, so I read that. But the book I hear is nothing at rave reviews, and it's one of those stories that has to be told. So somebody's going to tell it. Somebody's going to make it into a movie, as it should be. I like it it would be sooner than later because it's a story that's relevant now, and it's timeless. You know, and Paul is just a beautiful, beautiful person.
Did you know he went to jail?
That I did not know.
How about
or
that?
Maybe I missed
A little
that part.
joyride, huh?
Little joyride. Well, he was high. He was high and, you know, broke in a car. I think I did remember that when he said that, brought that up, but I didn't know he was in jail for a period of time.
How about that?
But look, this guy is an inspiration, man. Believe me, he's the most fun-loving, most positive person. He's just a beautiful guy. And anybody, like I said, if you're interested, go on our Facebook, the Ray's Boom Boom Room. And if you're interested in getting a hold of him, get a hold of me and I'll get you in touch with him. I'll put you in touch with him. Anybody, if anybody's interested, because this guy is an inspiration. Okay, Mike, we got to talk about any sponsors?
Oh, we should thank Sunrise Pizza.
Sunrise Pizza, of course.
Sign up for their Pizza
Sunrise-
for Life contest.
For life, how much pizza can you eat, though,
Just
man?
one a week
It
for the
wasn't
rest of
about
your
true.
life.
How about that?
Share.
Can't beat that.
It's all about sharing.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, and thanks to Kenny and Thomas and
Yep.
Kenny's mom and all the folks that help sponsor the show. That's
And
fantastic.
thank you for the people here at Avalon for this wonderful room and
Yes.
place. It's the only joint, like I said, growing up, Avalon Resort, man, spa. You come out there for the weekend. If you get your lady, come in on late Thursday night
Do a
or
golf
Friday.
trip. You can do
Forget
anything you
golf.
want.
You know,
Ladies' Day.
and do the honeymoon suite, honeymoon package.
They do have a bridal suite.
Yeah, but the honeymoon package is better.
The honeymoon pack. They have
Yeah.
They have a Swedish Day special that with rose
Yeah,
petals,
Swedish Day coming up.
rose petals, and all sorts of. I don't think most of the country celebrates Swedish Day, but we do.
What it is? Yeah, it's a
We made it
dumbass.
up.
It's a dumbass.
Sure.
It's a dumbass.
Hallmark made that up.
Yeah,
We
it's
know.
a Hallmark.
American greetings. We get it.
Yeah, it's a Hallmark holiday. But it's a dumbass holiday. But we appreciate our significant others, our sweethearts.
Yeah, it's just a
Our
nice way for us
sweethearts.
to show
Yeah,
how much we care.
that's right. And other than that, anybody else? I'm looking for Lorna. Gave me
That's
a
good.
thumbs
No,
up on
everything's
anybody. Anybody else we got to thank? Oh, I'm going to talk about it every time. So I'm going to tell you one more thing. I'm going to do free subs, man.
Oh,
Anybody-
Dave's.
Dave's Cosmic Subs at Canfield.
Has he
If you
given
go-
any away yet?
I don't know. I gotta ask
10%
him.
off?
I tell people, you go in there and you say, Ray sent me. I heard Boom Boom on Ray's Boom Boom Room. Ray sent me, told me to come in. I get 10. No, was I say 10 or was it 15?
He said
10.
10. I'd up it.
Okay,
I'd up it. Maybe more people would
10%
do it.
off any order. You got to up with it, man. 10% ain't nothing. Come on,
That's
now. That's
nothing.
tax.
That's like if it's $7, that's
Can we go
70
fitting?
cents.
We go fitting.
15%.
Fitting.
Yeah.
Tell Ray said I get fitting off my.
Off the sub.
Hey, but going to Dave's Common Sub, man, on Canfield, on 224 in Canfield, I'm telling you, these subs, the bread, man, the bread makes it. Now, Dave, and they have the special sauce. Dave was a lot of herbs in his sauce. I mean, herbs. Because Dave was a child of the 60s. A lot of herbs.
A lot of
in that
cosmic
sauce. A
in
lot of
there.
herbs in that sauce. But it's the best sauce. Dave's Cosmic Subs, man. The bread, the meat's fresh, everything. Just tell him Ray sent you and get that 15% off your bill.
I want to go right now.
Anyhow,
Hell, I'm hungry.
I ain't ate yet. My
didn't
brad's
either.
supposed to get something for
I had
me.
a little
So
bag of combos. That was it. I
Anyhow,
heard the guy that invented combos is from Youngstown. Did you ever hear that?
what the hell's the combos with candy?
No. The
is
little pretzel nuggets with the cheese in the middle combos.
No. Okay. That's I've seen them I see them at the movies and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
somebody said they were from Youngstown.
From
guy,
Youngstown?
Guy made that.
we just take
Maybe we're just taking
we
too
take
much
credit for everything, man.
Yeah.
We're the beginning of strip mall was there.
Right.
The Industrial Revolution
Penalty
was
flag.
here.
Penalty
The penalty
flag.
flag. That's true.
That's a
Dyke
true
Beatty
story.
invented the penalty flag. Coach of YSU Youngstown State University. Dyke Beatty.
You know what the biggest farce of all the inventions is? Louisville, Kentucky says that they invented the high five. That's the biggest joke of all time, don't you think? Yeah, the high five. Or give me five. They say Louisville, Kentucky is the
Who the
inventor.
hell would know that?
Exactly. That's why it's
Who
so
the hell
made
would-
up. It's not even
I
funny.
think we invented it here in Youngstown.
I think, you know what
Well,
else I think
they-
we invented, though? Cookie table.
Well, you know what? People say, well, they don't got cookie toys in Youngstown. Believe me, I love my city of Youngstown. I love it. People say, we only got winning soup in Youngstown. No, they got winning soup other
They
places
do
too.
everywhere, yeah.
Not out west, though. I won't say that.
No.
But up north, you're going up a little bit towards Buffalo, Western PA, and the PA. They got
do
Buffalo.
ways.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
if they
there's-
do the cookie table, though.
No, cookie table may not. They may say, look at
best.
that. Yeah, anybody at cookie tables, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with it, if you're Youngstown, everyone knows when you go to a wedding or bat mitzvah or birthday party,
Doesn't matter what it is.
graduation party, there's cookie tables, man. The tables just solely for cookies, and there's a lot of them. Different kinds.
They
different-
have to-go boxes
Yeah.
for the cookie.
Oh, yeah,
They
man.
still have the cake.
Oh,
You
yeah.
still have the wedding cake, but then there's 70,000 cookies
and
next
yes,
to it.
yes, every
the
kind you
best.
want.
It's the best.
So anyhow,
All right, there.
all right. I'm getting this tangled up in this thing, all tangled up here. All right, well, then next time,
That's it.
take care of each other, love each other. Back same time next week for Ray's Boom Room. Good night and God bless.